Hi. I look like a wreck, but that's... Also, I have braces important right now. Hi. Okay, I'm just gonna wait for a couple more people to join, because I just want to address something quite briefly. I'll just figure out what's going on. Hi, everyone. What's up? Hey, what's going on? Okay, we're just gonna wait for a couple more people to join. I have just stuff to address. I tweeted about it. If you've seen my tweets, you'll probably know what this is about. If you don't, I will explain it. Just because it's a very silly situation that's going on right now. Also, I have braces, so I have a really bad lisp. So we're just also not going to talk about that. I love your sweater. Thank you. Okay. There's a good few people here. Okay, we're going to talk about this. So, there was a situation that I tweeted about that was basically, I initially thought, I literally haven't even planned what I'm going to say, so just bear with me. I initially thought that there were some people who were stalking a cast member. If you know who I'm talking about, you know who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to mention names and stuff right now. And I thought that they, found their address, where they worked, and that they were saying that they were going to go to this restaurant cafe thing and kind of find this cast member. And it just seemed very creepy, very wrong, it just seemed like harassment. Like the how do I think about this? But the cast member's privacy was not taken into consideration, basically, which was so wrong. And you guys might not know, because I don't think I ever talked about it publicly, but someone found my address months and months ago, and it was where I lived, so it wasn't even just where I worked, it was my actual house, and they found where I lived. So I was terrified that they were going to send a package to my house, which was initially it wasn't a threat, but to me it was terrifying, or that they were going to show up at my house, or that they were going to hurt me or my loved ones. And because they had my address, even if they had meant no harm, then, some other really nasty people could have found that information and used it to their advantage in a very, very negative way. And so seeing this stuff about this cast member's workplace being found just gave me that same creepy, nasty, scary feeling that I'd had previously when other people had found my home address. So I tweeted about it. I should actually find the actual tweets so I can quote them. Sorry, my laptop is just in front of me. Let me get up Twitter, and I will quote the tweets so that we're getting all our information right now, because basically I didn't have my information entirely correct. I should have looked into it more. I should have educated myself more on what was going on before I publicly addressed it, really. Okay, so my first tweet, which has been seen by over 1,000 people, so this is a big deal, I want to address this. So I said, listen, I've heard some things about people finding where a cast member works and thinking they are going to the restaurant to see them. This is harassment. This is not normal. It is wrong. They did not share the name of their workplace for a reason, so please respect that. Other tweets are kind of unimportant. So, first of all, that information is incorrect. They technically did share that information. Now, I do not know if this is the same workplace that they are talking about. I don't know. I do not know that information. Nor should I. It's none of my business. And what had happened was this person shared this cast member's post saying something like, I can't wait to work here in the summer. And they just shared that information. That information was already out publicly. They did not stalk this cast member. They did not search for this information. This information was already out. And they simply reposted it. They meant no harm by it. They did nothing wrong. They did not mean to, make this cast member afraid. They genuinely meant no harm by it. This is not their fault. So I just want to say, that to the people who are harassing the person who initially just reposted what the cast member had posted about. So they just reposted the workplace that they think they might be working at. They did not mean to invade his privacy. They did not mean to cause him, harassment, I guess. And my initial reaction to it was that someone was stalking him and someone was harassing him and going to his workplace or doing that was what they had planned. That was wrong. I was incorrect about that information. I then saw other people saying that I was drawing more attention to it, which I guess I was, and I do regret the tweets that I put out now just because, maybe I shouldn't have drawn attention to it. But at the same time, the information was already out there, so I wanted to address it because, it might have gone downhill anyway, and I just really wanted to get my input out there because whether it's about me or not, I should never speak on this cast member's behalf. But it resonated with me because of what I had gone through a couple months ago, and I didn't want the same thing to happen to the cast member. So then I said, I didn't mean to draw more attention to it, and nor is it any of my business. It's not my business. It's not to do with me, but at the same time, it's in this same community that we work in, so I felt like I had some sort of right to say something about it, just because it could affect, it had affected me in the past, right? I talked about someone saying that I talked about how someone had found where I lived before and how that scared me. And then I did say I'm sure there was no harm intended, but nevertheless, I shouldn't speak on the person's behalf, which I shouldn't. I just felt the need because I know how that feels because of someone finding my address before. I don't want to call anyone out, and I'm not blaming anyone, but just be careful online and care for others' privacy, whether they put it online before or not. It is their safety. I love you all so much. Now, I have talked to the person who reposted the post that the cast member put out of where they're working. I hope this is making sense. Sorry. I didn't plan what I was going to say. So I just want to say, if you are harassing the person who meant no harm by talking about perhaps where the cast member works, although we still don't, we don't know, don't harass them. They didn't mean any harm by it. It's not their fault. They were simply reposting information that was already, but at the same time, it's in this same community that we work in, so I felt like I had some sort of right to say something about it, just because it could affect, it had affected me in the past, right? I talked about someone saying that I talked about how someone had found where I lived before and how that scared me. And then I did say I'm sure there was no harm intended, but nevertheless, I shouldn't speak on the person's behalf, which I shouldn't. I just felt the need because I know how that feels because of someone finding my address before. I don't want to call anyone out, and I'm not blaming anyone, but just be careful online and care for others' privacy, whether they put it online before or not. It is their safety. I love you all so much. Now, I have talked to the person who reposted the post that the cast member put out of where they're working. I hope this is making sense. Sorry. I didn't plan what I was going to say. So I just want to say, if you are harassing the person who meant no harm by talking about perhaps where the cast member works, although we still don't, we don't know, don't harass them. They didn't mean any harm by it. It's not their fault. They were simply reposting information that was already out to the public. Anyone could have found it if you just looked for it. And I think I understand this because, a year ago, right, I was at 50K, maybe, and now we're at, over 300,000. So Anne is getting a lot of publicity quite rapidly, which is amazing, and I'm very, 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 very thankful for all the support. Thank you so much for that. But I didn't think about looking in the background of my photos, looking at tagging my location, which Instagram sometimes did automatically if I didn't turn off the setting. I wasn't thinking about that stuff. I wasn't thinking of blurring out, house numbers in the background and stuff. And I am now very, very aware of that. You'll notice that I don't have a lot of posts from like a year or two ago, because I deleted a lot of them because a lot of them had safety concerns that I am now aware of, although I wouldn't have been aware of when I posted them. But I think where I'm getting at is just don't harass this person. They didn't mean any harm by it. It's not their fault. They are such a sweet, lovely person, and they're now getting bullied because of me thinking they were a bad person, and then now other people think they're a bad person. So it was my mistake, and I'm really, really sorry about that. Obviously, I don't want anyone to get bullied. I mean, of course not. So they didn't do anything wrong. I did. I brought more attention to it when maybe I shouldn't have. So, you know, it's just a very silly situation right now. And I just want you guys to know that we do need to respect people's privacy. We need to be careful about what we post. Whether you're famous or not, you can be in danger. And just keep a lookout in the back of your photos for house numbers and addresses that might be in the background. Or, God, I don't know, just like if you're taking a photo outside your house, maybe think about it before you post it. Maybe don't tag your location until you've left that location. Simple stuff like that can really, really save you on social media, because once you put something online, it is out there. And if you go to a place often, you know, just be careful about when, you know, how much you post it and stuff. Because there are stalkers out there. There are very, very terrible people who will take that information and use it negatively to hurt people. So yeah, it's all around just a very crazy situation. Obviously, nobody meant any harm by it. I really appreciate the support from you guys, and just you all understanding it, really. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of all I have to say. It is just a crazy situation. And I'm just really sorry that it happened to this person when they didn't mean any harm by what they posted. They were simply just being part of the community, I guess. So yeah, it's just kind of crazy, but just don't stalk people. And yeah, just be nice to people and respect their privacy, and don't go all crazy on them, basically. But I know, like, most people in our community, if not basically all of you, are just such lovely, loving people who just love the show, and, you know, you love the cast members in it, and you want to know more about them. But yeah, there is privacy, and we are just humans. And having a larger following doesn't mean we should have any less privacy than anyone else. So that's the same. I mean, I get a lot of questions every day about not just me. I mean, it's actually mainly about, like, Lucas and Delilah, about who are they dating, blah, blah, like, all those kind of questions. I mean, I get it about, like, who am I dating or something. But it's not my information to share. It's not my story to share. It's private information. If we want to share that, we will share it publicly. If you ask about it, I'm not going to tell you. It is as simple as that. So yeah, respect is the key here. It's just really important to have respect for everyone, whether they be someone that you admire, who has a larger following, or your sister. It's, you know, it's the same thing. So, yeah, I didn't really know what I was going to say. I just really needed to quickly just talk about it. Hi, AJ. Just because I feel like I have a right now, because I've already addressed it on Twitter. I just needed to live stream it, because I feel like I can talk about it properly, and in more than, 140 characters. So yeah. Oh, happy birthday. So yeah. Also about season 3, to go completely off, I think we've kind of finished that discussion now. I'm not going to talk about it again. But via season 3, we don't know yet. Really, 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 really start watching it, start telling other people about it, because you guys are the people that are going to get us our season 3 if you really want it. And I think the important thing here now is how many people are viewing it, how many people are enjoying it, how many people are posting about it, all that kind of stuff. So it really is down to you guys now. So please keep that hashtag and with an E season 3 going, because I don't think you guys have any idea how much that helps. And that just helps the, Netflix and CBC decide if we're gonna continue or not. So, yeah, I love you guys a lot. I'm probably not gonna be posting for a while just because there's a lot of harassment kind of coming at me for stuff that I said on Twitter or whatever, which is, it hurts. So I'm probably just gonna kind of chill out for a bit. But yeah, have an amazing day, guys. I love you all so much. Thank you for being respectful. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for forgiving my mistake. And please, dear God, leave this poor person alone. They did nothing wrong. So yeah, I love you guys. And I'll chat to you soon.